What up, everybody? This is my BMF Season 2 Episode 2 trailer breakdown. And we started off with Meech continuing to expand the BMF operation, partnering with a new crew. And this is something we're going to see. I mean, even if we don't see him doing it, this is something he's going to be doing behind the scenes, or we're going to see him doing every episode probably from now moving forward, because BMF is just going to continue to get more powerful, be on the map even in a bigger way, until they take over the entire nation as the biggest drug organization in the whole United States. Right now we see him partnering with new crews, giving out spots in his organization. He told them, if you move this, you can earn a spot in my organization. And we see Meech treating BMF like the Italian mafia. And we already know that's how Meech did it. He constructed BMF after the Italian mafia with capos, soldiers, and so on. Probably even had consigliers and everything else, just like the mafia had in it. So he's given work to different capos or lieutenants who run crews, to let them run his work, giving it to him at a cheaper price with a better quality. And we already know in real life, Big Meech was a movie buff. He loved gangster movies, and he built BMF as a combination between what he saw in movies and real life crime figures that he emulated. I don't know exactly who it would have been, but maybe Pablo Escobar, Bumpy Johnson, John Gotti, just to name a few, because it was told in the BMF documentary that Meech studied all those type of things, and that's how he built BMF to what it was. That's how he had so much street smarts when he was playing the game. As for Terry is still working for his dad and not even allowed to wear his necklace on his job. So, boy, he's not even allowed to wear the necklace. That's crazy. Meech asked Terry in the last episode, episode 1, when Terry picked Meech up from, I think it was K-9s or wherever he picked him up from. He says, "This your dream, or is this Dad's dreams?" It's becoming obvious that he can't even wear his own necklace in the car, that this is his dad's dream. And it's not even a partnership, because his dad is in charge. He's literally telling him he can't wear his necklace. And I'm asking the question, what is wrong with wearing a gold chain to drive a limousine? I mean, I don't see anything problematic with it. You're wearing a gold chain, you look nice, you're driving a car, he's still wearing his suit. I don't have any problems with it, but his dad told him this is a Christian business, so I don't understand it. So as far as I know, Christians allowed to wear gold chains. I wear a gold chain, so hey, let's move on anyway. We got Boom's wife, Markeisha, tipping Terry, giving him the drop that he should look for first class passengers at the airport, because the first class passengers tip better. And so we see him definitely going to the airport and looking for clients in the trailer. And I'm gonna ask the question moving forward, could this be a possible avenue BMF expands into? Because currently Meech is selling wholesale to other distributors in the Detroit area. We'll see him in this season. I heard he will expand to Ohio and possibly could get into Atlanta in this particular season. But he's going to other suppliers, and he's basically just cutting off their connect and becoming the connect for new crews, which I think will cause him a problem in the future, because he's going to be losing somebody business by approaching these crews. These crews are getting their work from somebody right now, even though Big L is dead, so they could definitely move in on all the people that Big L was the plug to. But yeah, they're currently selling wholesale. So if they start finding people to sell to at the airport, they could also have a retail type business where they're selling the work at retail prices Plus, since it's at the airport. And I think this could be where we see Roland take over as the person who's selling the work at the airports, because in the BMF doc, Roland said he was a 50 boy too, that they sold 50 rock and he sold 50 powder. So we haven't seen him in the game as of yet, but we could see him taking over this role and selling powder at the airport, because I definitely think that would be something more that would hit at the airport more than the rocks. That the powder, 50 powder, he could definitely break off all day with at the airport with that, and BMF could get back that way selling at retail at the airport. We also hear Terry's voice rebuking Meech for carrying work in the car with his mother Lucille and Nikki around. I mean, if he gets stopped by the cops, they're probably not going to search him if they see his mom and his sister in the car. So that's a smart move by Meech, even though I can completely understand why Terry was upset about it. Smart move by Meech to do that. Not sure why exactly he was in the car with them at the same time as having work. Not really sure what put him in that position. We have B. Mickey still being pressed by Bryant for information, because Bryant has his gun that he committed those 2 murders with in season 1, Kato and J-Mo. So he is pressing B. Mickey for information. And going forward, not telling Meech is going to be a problem, but it may be he's not telling Meech maybe because he doesn't fear Meech and T, because B. Mickey in season 1, he was the hitter. He's the one who took out J-Mo. He was the one who was always ready to ride and say, oh no, you should let me take care of this. And he was always the one who wanted to be the hitter. So maybe he doesn't fear that Meech has the heart to take him out if he does find out. So we will have to see. But this is a similar situation to what we saw in season 1 with Kato and Lamar. How Kato was pressed all season by Lamar for information, and she never told anybody until it was too late at the end. It had already cost them too much. So I'm wondering if B. Mickey will have the same fate as Kato, because he is working with Bryant and not telling the family. Now if he goes on and tells the family this particular episode in general, there might not be that much backlash for him, but if he waits till late in the season, like we saw Kato do, might not be good. One more question concerning B. Mickey. Will we see B. Mickey catch another body in season 2 of BMF? Because, I mean, he already got 2 murders hanging over his head. He basically has the protection for Brian as long as he is giving information on Meech. He wasn't afraid to pull his piece out when the 12th Street crew came into the record shop or whatever it is that they have. So we could definitely see B. Mickey catch another body in season 2. Moving on, we see K-9 shown twice in the trailer. First, he was giving work to Meech. And kind of tying this up to B. Mickey, before I move on, will B. Mickey put Detective Bryant onto Meech and K-9's operation? Because, I mean, that's really what he has, that he could tell Bryant to get him off his back, because that's really all he has. Meech is working with K-9. They're trying to take over different crews to be the connect throughout the city. Bryant might just sit back and wait till he can get that big bust. We also see Meech and K-9 firing their guns in broad daylight in the middle of the street. So who could they possibly be firing their guns at like that, chasing down the street in broad daylight? And the only answer I have for that would definitely be Lamar. Lamar gets out, comes looking for Meech and finds him, but unfortunately he might find him when he is with K-9. And K-9 is definitely dangerous, and a lot of people are saying K-9 will be a problem, but I do not think K-9 is going to be a problem for Meech and BMF. I think he will be an ally to the crew, even though he definitely is dangerous. He has the potential to be a problem if business goes wrong for Meech and BMF. But I think Meech is always going to be able to keep his word and handle his business like he's supposed to. So K-9 ain't going to have no reason to be a problem for Meech. So I definitely think he's going to be a strong ally in the corner of and his men, possibly later on if they need firepower. Could be a strong ally for Meech and the BMF crew, because they are going to be making K-9 a very rich man. K-9 told Meech he has houses in a few different cities throughout the United States, and Meech told him, after you get done doing me, you'll have a house in every state. And he said he's gonna hold Meech to that. So I know Meech is gonna make K-9 a lot of money, while K-9 is taking very little risk. Meech is the one making all the connections on the street, possibly being a target for somebody who he's taking their business from. We also hear Meech saying that the risk ain't worth the reward. So what could he possibly be talking about? Because in the drug game, every move you make is a risk. I used to tell people that from my time in the game, I was a walking felony. I was committing a felony while I slept every minute, every second of the game, as well as being a walking lick for jack boys and robbers every second of the day, even while I'm sleeping. So every move you make in the game is a risk. It's all about how good you play the game. The two things that become greater risk, that elevate your level of exposure and risk even more, that you try to want to stay away from as much as possible while you're in the game, is killing and robbery. When you get into that gangster stuff, your risk is definitely increased. So he definitely could be possibly talking about something outside the game, possibly here that Lamar is alive and that they need to take him out. So the risk of taking Lamar out and getting caught isn't worth the reward, especially since they have the backing of K-9. They got money, they can hire security guards like they did in last season. And it's going to be hot around Lamar, especially if they go try to take him out fresh out the hospital. So I'm thinking that's probably what he's talking about there when the risk ain't worth the reward. They find out, I mean, they possibly could be shooting at Lamar, him and K-9, because they might see him in the street or something, but moving forward they probably are talking about him, and he's talking about the risk isn't worth the reward because there's too much heat surrounding that situation right now. They're going to have to let it cool off before they do anything. And there you have it, BMF Season 2 Episode 2 trailer breakdown. Leave your thoughts in the comments.